Switzerland is very famous for its many laws and obligations. I'm not just talking about speed limits and littering laws. These Swiss laws can get pretty personal. Here are some of the most bizarre laws of Switzerland that maybe even the Swiss themselves do not know about. If you are new to the channel, my name is Yvette. Don't forget to subscribe and let's just get into it. Number 1. You can't ruin your child's life with a ridiculous name. In the past few years, many expats have fallen foul of the rules of naming their children in Switzerland. While the local council will not bat an eye at you for choosing one of the most popular Swiss names like Emma, Noah, Mia, Liam, etc., someone attempting to name their newborn something creative, strange, or avant-garde might be asked to try again. A high-profile case is Swiss musician Christine Lauterberg, where authorities banned her from naming her daughter Lexicon because it is an object, it's not a name. Specifically, you aren't allowed to harm the child's well-being or be offensive to a third party, and local authorities will look at whether the child would be exposed to ridicule due to their names. Here are a quick rundown of names that are not allowed. If you're a newborn parent, you better start taking notes. The Swiss court ruled J as a name that is not appropriate. This is due to the potential of the name being mispronounced. It's like when I tell people my name is YY, in French is YY. It doesn't really mean anything. Naming your child after a place is not allowed either, but maybe if you choose somewhere that is out of Switzerland, they might be more lenient. You can't name your children after Swiss brands, so you can't call your child Aromat. I think this also applies to like international brands such as like Gucci, Prada, Chanel. In May 2023, a woman in the canton Bern was rejected trying to name her child Hurricane, and the authorities stated that naming a child after a storm is not exactly the most conducive, so they rejected it. You can't name your child after biblical villains such as Judas, Cain, Lucifer. According to a report by Telly Basil, your newborn's name needs to reflect its sex, its gender. You can't name a girl with a boy's name and vice versa. Finally, twins born in Switzerland has to be given two distinct names to be able to tell them apart. So you can't call your twins Philip and Felipe, for example. Number 2, you must have a buddy for your pets. If you plan to bring your fluffy friend to Switzerland, you might want to get him a playmate. In 2008, the Swiss passed a 182 pages long law called the Animal Protection Ordinance to ensure that all social animals such as guinea pigs, mice, chinchillas, goldfish and parakeets must be kept in pairs. Common pets such as cats and dogs must have contact with their own species on a daily basis. So you actually see that there's many Swiss people who own at least 2 cats, and dogs go on daily walks here to meet their own kind outside. Domestic rabbits must not be kept on their own for the first 8 weeks, and subsequently they must be kept in groups as much as possible. Switzerland's advanced animal rights laws sees isolation as abuse, and I think that deserves an applause. Number 3. You can't hike naked. There's nothing like the cool, refreshing feel of the fresh alpine air in your nether regions, but you have to pack it in when you are in Switzerland. In 2009, Canton Appenzell banned nude hiking following the influx of nude tourists from Germany. If you are thinking whether anyone got convicted, the answer is yes. After a naked hiker walked past a communal picnic area and a Christian elderly care home, eyewitnesses called the police, and the boots-only hiker was fined 100 Swiss francs. The official fine for wearing a birthday suit while hiking is 200 Swiss francs, so be sure not to do it no matter how tempting it might be. Number 4. Sacred Sundays. The Swiss love a good bit of recycling and they claim to be the best in the world at it, just not on Sundays. Just ask convicted felon Judith Schild, a 35-year-old German woman who committed the unforgivable crime of dropping off her recycling on a legally enforced day of rest. She was duly reported by one of her neighbors and was offered a 250 francs fine or 2 nights in jail. It's just insane how much Sundays means to the Swiss. On the bright side though, it is illegal to work at night and of course on Sundays, so you win some, you lose some. Did you know that there is a dog tax? There is no restrictions or regulations when it comes to owning a cat, but for dog owners, they are required to pay dog tax. The amount of tax varies by canton, but it can range from 100 Swiss francs to 200 Swiss francs. Some cantons charge a flat fee, while some take into account the dog's size and weight. So, we can say that the never-ending debate of cats versus dogs is clear in Switzerland when you have to pay taxes for your pets. Well, I'm kinda a cat person from the start, so where do you stand in this? Speaking on the topic of owning pets, as a pet lover, this is absolutely horrifying, but eating cat and dog meat is not illegal in Switzerland. There's actually a whole entire debate on this, so I'm gonna link it in the description box for you to read. But the interesting part is you are allowed to eat cat and dog meat by yourself, but if you invite anyone else, it is counted as a criminal act. To reassure you further, the sale of cat and dog meat is forbidden in Switzerland. For example, via a butcher or restaurant, so you will not accidentally eat cat or dog meat in Switzerland even if you can't read German or French on the menu. Last but not least, when fishing, it is forbidden to take a selfie with the fish that you caught if you intend to release it later on. Honestly, it's not that uncommon to see anglers with their big prized possession that they caught on the internet, but if you do this in Switzerland, you are going to get in huge trouble. It is mentioned, quote, if an angler releases a fish, it has to be done immediately. Manipulations such as measuring and taking photos has to be reduced to the indispensable minimum. In Switzerland, catch and release fishing is considered inhumane and is now banned. So, these are the above unusual laws of Switzerland that you probably have never heard of. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!